Hi, I'm Amber from OhioHealth, and we're partnering with Richland Source to bring you at-home workouts. As gyms and fitness centers have closed for the safety of the public, it may be difficult to stay on top of your health and fitness goals. But as a health and fitness center, it is our mission to help you through trying times or challenges to maintain your good health. As with any exercise routine, make sure before you begin you're cleared by a doctor and know that it is safe to do so. With our exercises, make sure you work at your own limitations and just go at your own pace. If you would like modifications, feel free to follow Carol. If you would like a little more intensity, feel free to follow Emily, and you can go back and forth if that works for you. For today's workout, all we'll need is some dumbbells, or you can use household items like soup cans or perhaps a bottle of laundry detergent with a good handle, and then a mat or a carpeted surface. We're going to go through each exercise for 45 seconds. We'll have a quick 15-second break that you can take a drink or reorganize your equipment. If you need to pause the video at any time for a drink break, you may. And we're going to work through 4 sets of exercises. We'll do 4 rounds. So we'll do a cardio exercise, we'll do a lower body exercise, upper body, and core. And then we'll repeat with 4 new exercises. So let's get started with a warm-up. You can walk around your house or you can do a little march in place to get started. Feel free to pump your arms, get the upper body flowing as well. You can take your feet a little wider for that march. Loosen up the hips. Make sure you're staying nice and tall. We're breathing steady. Shoulders are relaxed away from our ears. Go ahead and bring those feet back in. Let's do a little toe tap forward, reaching our toe in front of us and just tapping the floor. You can extend your arm reach a little as well if you like. Good. Keep breathing. Stretch those legs out. Let's reach the heel forward now. So it's just stretching a little more through that leg. Really limbering up our lower body. All right, let's go ahead and bring that back into a march. And let's take those feet just a little bit wider and flat to the floor. You can put your hands on your hips if you like. Let's just circle those hips around nice and gently, loosening up our hips. Make sure it's comfortable motion. We don't want pain in our hips or our low back. You can gently draw your tummy in, stabilizing that torso with your abdominal muscles. Let's circle those hips the other direction, nice and easy. Breathing steady as we go. All right, let's come around one more big circle and back to the top. Now let's bring those feet a little closer together, soft knees with our good posture. We're gonna circle those shoulders up and around to the back, limbering up our neck, shoulders, upper back. Get nice deep breaths as we go. Little snap, crackle, pop maybe, but keep it all nice and gentle. Try to get those muscles warmed up. Good. Let's add a little more movement to that to warm up in a larger range. So let's stretch those arms out. We'll bring them across. We'll stretch out and we'll bring them across. As you go, if that feels comfortable, you can pick up the pace a little bit, or you might find that you can reach out a little wider. Make sure it's comfortable range of motion always. We're not forcing that movement. We don't want pain in our shoulders. Make sure you're not scrunching those shoulders towards the ears. We want a relaxed neck. Good. Feel free to pick it up if it's comfortable, a little quicker. Good. Make sure those knees stay soft, tummy stays braced. Now let's circle those shoulders up and around, one at a time, coming across the front, alternating arms. Try not to twist your torso, try just moving from the shoulders. All right, let's take that in reverse. So we're gonna circle those arms up and around to the back. And again, comfortable movement, don't force it. Again, think about joint issues, so if you need to just do kind of a bent elbow, that's fine as well. Stretching it out as much as we comfortably can. Let's do one more on each arm. Very good, and then let's bring it back to our march or jog. Now we're gonna have options with all of our exercises as we talked about earlier. So some of the cardio things that we're gonna do might be a march like this. You can keep the knees low. You can lift the knees a little higher. You could take it to a jog. We'll do jacks as well, so we'll practice those as we warm up here. We can do modified jacks, little movements with the arms and legs, depending on how the shoulders, hips, and knees feel. Or we can do bigger motions, okay? Or you can do a full jack. Emily's giving us a lovely demonstration back here. We're also gonna do skaters, so let's practice those for part of our warm-up. We're gonna step across and behind. Now you can keep that up nice and high, keeping yourself tall without much of a knee bend if that's comfortable for you. If you wanna get a little bigger motion where we're lunging a little bit back, bending that front knee as we reach farther, you may, and you can even go as low as touching the floor, swinging those arms side to side. Jump rope will be our other cardio exercise. So for a low impact version, we can keep those toes on the floor. For a higher impact version, we can let those toes come up. You can swing those arms as vigorously as you like. All right, make sure that water's handy. Let's grab a sip of water before we get started, and then we're gonna do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Starting out with our march or jog, so make sure you have enough space. And ready. All right, let's begin in 5, 4, get ready, pump those arms, lift those knees. Good. Remember, you can keep those knees low, you can lift those knees a little higher. If you want to keep it low impact but need more challenge, feel free to reach those arms forward, nice big arm movements. Or you can even go overhead with those arms. We want to elevate our heart rate, we want to get a good challenge. Breathe steady. We're over halfway, so keep it up. Take it to a jog like Emily if you like. Or you can keep it nice and low. Feel free to switch back and forth between variations if you need to. Less than 10. Good job. We'll get a 10-second break, 15-second break, get 5 extra. Then we're gonna go to squats, so feel free to hydrate. Squats, we're sinking our hips back and down. Feet can be about hip width or slightly wider. We wanna make sure those knees stay over our ankles as much as possible, bracing with the tummy. Here we go. Squatting down, and up. Breathe steady. Keep that back nice and neutral. You can do sit to stands as Carol is demonstrating in the chair, coming all the way down and back up. You can go low if you like. If that's too easy, feel free to grab some dumbbells. Breathing steady. Tummy in. You decide how low to go. Make sure it feels comfortable on those knees. Don't feel like you have to sink it all the way down. You might keep it a little more shallow. Challenging those thigh muscles. 10 seconds to go. Inhale, exhale. Draw that belly button in. And rest. Next up is push-ups for upper body. We can do a wall version, as Carol is, just make sure you have a steady surface. Or you can come down onto the knees, hands under those shoulders, get ready. Here we go. Lowering and pressing. Make sure the shoulders are away from those ears. We don't want to scrunch or tense through that neck. Make sure that tummy is braced with nice straight lines. If you want to make it more challenging, you can bring it to the toes. Up and down, breathing steady. If you're doing these on the wall, remember, easier will be feet a little closer to the wall. Harder will be feet back a little bit farther. Take your time, good form is important. Feel free to take breaks if you need them. Working at our own pace always. Inhaling and exhaling. 5 seconds to go. Hang in there. Good job, ladies. All right, rest. Grab some water. Next up, we're gonna do crunches or sit-ups. So if you're on the floor, you can stay on the floor after you grab some water. If you were on the wall, you can head to a chair if you need it. We're gonna use those stomach muscles. Here we go. Up nice and slow, down nice and slow. Keeping that low back on the floor if you like for the crunch, chin toward the ceiling. If it helps, you can cradle your head in your hands. If you prefer, you can do knees up in the air, feet lifted off the floor. Exhale up, inhale down. We're halfway. Good job, ladies. Good. Make sure that neck stays neutral. We don't want to strain. Feel free to take breaks. If you notice that you're starting to arch the back on the lift, especially if you're doing sit-ups, you could just take it back down to that beautiful little crunch. You're good, 3 seconds. We're gonna hydrate, and then we're back up for our jacks. So back to that cardio. Make sure you get plenty of water. Remember, those jacks can be modified, or you can do the full version. Okay. Landing with flat feet and soft knees, making sure we're not locking those knee joints. If you want a little more range of motion or a little more challenge, even with a modified, you could do crisscrossing your arms overhead, and you can come all the way down, crisscrossing those arms to the front. If it's more comfortable on shoulders to do arms forward, that's fine too. Breathing steady, we're halfway. Good job. Challenging ourselves, bringing that heart rate up. Nice steady breathing, no holding our breath. Inhaling and exhaling, steady, deep breaths. Good job. All right, and take a break. Walk it off, grab some water. Next up, we're gonna do lunges. So you can use a chair or something to balance yourself on, as Carol will, or you can stagger stance just with nothing to balance, up and down. Here we go. Make sure that front foot stays flat. You decide how far to lower that back knee. Okay, we're gonna alternate, so we're stepping forward and together, forward and together. So make sure that back knee is our lowering knee. Torso is tall. We want those shoulders to stay over those hips as much as we can. Knee to stay over the ankle as much as possible. So try not to let that knee drift forward. Inhale, exhale. If you need more work, you can always just grab those dumbbells and hold the dumbbells at the sides as you come forward. Make sure we're not pressing off of our legs as we do these. We don't want to be leaning and pressing. Good job. Take a rest. Grab a drink. Next up, we're going to do a row kickback combination. So you'll just need one dumbbell, or maybe a soup can, or a laundry detergent bottle, whatever you have laying around. We're going to place one hand on our thigh. The other arm is going to come up and extend back. So up, back, in, and down. Up, back, in, and down. Nice and controlled. Keep that tummy braced. Again, relaxed neck. We're going to switch arms in about 5 seconds, so get ready. And switch. Nice and controlled. Breathing steady. Try not to let that dumbbell just pull you back down. We want to slow down that lower, fighting gravity. And rest. Good job. Hydrating in our breaks. Next, we're going to do an oblique crunch. So we can come down to our mat or back to our chair. We're going to take it across. So get ready. And here we go. Coming up and across slightly, and then alternating sides. Exhale up. Inhale down. And again, nice and controlled is important. We don't want to go really fast. We want to use those muscles to control. If you prefer, feet in the air, that's fine. If you want to do a sit-up with a rotation at the top, you may. Make sure we're not having any pain or discomfort in our low back though. Again, you can cradle that head. If it feels more comfortable on your neck, we don't want to strain our neck with these. So if you notice that floor crunches tend to give you problems with the neck, you might prefer Carol's version of seated, where everything's nice and neutral. Take a break. Good job. We are halfway through. Next up are going to be skaters, so feel free to hydrate. And we're going to bring those legs back and across for our skaters. Adding in a little arms if we like. Here we go. Reaching back and across. Sweeping those arms if you choose. And again, pace yourself. So we want that intensity to feel challenging but manageable. So make sure we're not overdoing it You can make the size of your steps a little smaller if you need to make it easier, or you can make them a little bigger with a hop if you need it to be a little more challenging. You can reach for that front foot if you want a little more. 15 seconds. Breathing as we go. Good job. Burn some of those calories. Reach for those feet. Sweep those arms and rest. Excellent work. Next up, we're going to do a calf raise. So just nice and simple, feet about hip width, pressing up onto our toes and lowering down. If we want to make it harder, we could grab one weight or two. Let them hang at our sides, coming up and down. Here we go. Up and down, nice and slow. Up and down. If you really want to challenge your legs and your balance with this one, you can try hovering those heels at the bottom so they're not actually touching the floor. Everything nice and tall. Breathing steady. If you need something for balance, you could always use that as well, resting your fingertips on a chair, pressing down lightly, or a countertop, something steady. Good job. We have 10 seconds. Feel those calves burn. 5. And rest. Shake that out, grab a drink if you would like one. Next, we're going to do a curl press. So grab those dumbbells or those soup cans. We're going to tuck those elbows in. Feel free to hydrate. We've got 5 more seconds of our break. Simple movement, but we're combining 2 exercises. Curling up and overhead. Here we go. Curling and pressing overhead. Remember, if the little 15-second breaks aren't long enough to grab some water, catch your breath, you can always pause the video, give yourself a little longer break. Inhaling and exhaling. Make sure those knees are soft. Posture is tall. We've got the tummy braced, so we have the belly button gently tucked in. Good. Nice and controlled again on those lowers. Make sure we're really slowing down that movement. 10 seconds. Don't let gravity pull you back down. Nice and controlled. And take a rest. Supermans are next. So we're going to give you 3 variations for those. If you need an easier variation, maybe something not on the floor, follow Carol. I'm going to do an alternating opposite arm and leg. Emily's going to do both arms and both legs. Here we go. Lifting and lowering. Now we want to make sure that we're not swinging our arms and legs up with momentum. We want to make sure our head is down toward the floor so our neck is nice and neutral and our tummy is braced. So make sure it's nice, slow movements. Lift and lower. Try not to let your arm and leg plop back down. Keep that neck neutral. Keep the tummy working to stabilize and control those lifts and lowers. Nice and slow. It doesn't have to be a very high lift. We're really just working on that gentle squeeze and slow lower. 3 seconds. And rest. Good job. 1 more round. So back to our cardio, bringing it up, grabbing a drink if you need one. We're going to do jump rope for our last cardio. So we're going to do toes down. Remember for that low impact, or you can bring the toes up. Here we go. Swing that invisible rope. If you have a real rope at home, you can use it. Just be careful. Don't get it caught on anything. Good. Remember, soft knees. So as we bounce on those toes or bounce those heels up and down with low impact, we want to make sure we're not locking those knees. Same thing if you're coming off the floor. Make sure you're not landing real stiff. Good. 20 seconds. Good. Inhale, exhale. Relax those shoulders. We've got 5 seconds. Push through. And rest. Shake it out. And do some of those heel taps to wiggle out those calves if you need it. Grab some water. Next up, we're going to do side lunges or a side leg lift. So side lunges, we're going to be up. Use the chair or you can lie on your side. Here we go. Out and in. Out and in. But breathing steady. Hips back and down. Remember those knees, still keeping them protected, so we want to keep the knees over the ankle as much as we can. Tummy braced, hinging from those hips as we sink back. Nice strong pushes coming back to the center, so we're engaging those inner and outer thighs. If you need more challenge, you can always hold your dumbbells as you do this as well. You could hold 1 dumbbell or 2, up to you. Good. 3 seconds. And rest. Good job. Hydrate. Next up, we're going to do another combination move. So again, you can use your dumbbells, or you can just use the weight of your arms, or soup cans, you choose. Soft knees if you're standing, tummy in. We're lifting up, lowering slow, coming out to the side, and lowering slow. Good. Nice and controlled. Again with these, we're not swinging, and we're not going to let gravity just pull us back down. Inhale, exhale, 30 seconds to go. Tummy brace. Make sure we're not scrunching our shoulders towards our ears, really using those shoulder muscles. Brace at the tummy. Inhale and exhale, nice and steady with those movements. You can exhale with the lift and inhale with the lower. We're almost there. 5 seconds to go. Good job. And rest, grab a drink. Last exercise, we're gonna do a plank. So again, we have a wall variation or we have floor variation. So pick whichever is best for you. Think about those shoulders. We're gonna come down on our forearms, elbows under our shoulders. I'm gonna do a knee variation, so nice straight line from my knees to my head. Emily's got a nice straight line from her head to her heels. And Carol has a nice straight line as well. If you're on the wall, remember the farther back your feet, the harder it will be. If you want to make it a little easier, you can walk those feet a little closer to the wall. Shoulders are away from our ears again. We don't want to touch that neck. We're over halfway. Hang in there. Feel free to take breaks if you need them. You can also do those on the chair, so it's kind of in between the wall or the floor. So a little lower, but not quite as much pressure on the shoulders. Steady breathing, 5 seconds. And relax. You made it. All right. If you want a longer workout, you can feel free to repeat this section. If you're ready to cool down and finish, you can grab some water, bring it back to our march. We're just going to kind of do our warm up in reverse, getting that heart rate back down, catching our breath, letting that blood flow get back up to our head so we don't feel lightheaded or dizzy. Nice, slow movements, just keeping ourselves moving. Take it to a wide march. Feel free to grab water as we do this, and sip on water while you march in place if you need to. Back to the middle. Good. Slowing it down a little bit as we go. Slower movements. Let's keep the feet moving just real gently, and we'll do some of those shoulder circles to loosen up that upper body. So we got a total body workout in, that upper body, lower body, core, and then a little bit of cardio. Good work. And again, you could feel free to repeat those sequences for a little longer workout if you wanted one. Good, one more. Circling, relaxing those shoulders down and back. Very good. Let's go to those heel taps forward, nice and slow. Breathing steady. All right, keeping that posture tall. Let's step those feet back, and we're going to bring our heel behind us, gently pointing that knee toward the floor, curling. Think about lengthening through the front of your thighs as you bring that heel up behind you. Posture still nice and tall. Try not to round or arch that low back. And let's hold it there. If you need something for balance, you can. Relaxing through that thigh muscle. If it's comfortable and you want to grab a hold of your shoe to stretch, you may, but don't force it. The knee should never be uncomfortable in this one. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. And relaxing that foot back down. Let's go to the other side gently. Lifting that heel, pointing that knee toward the floor. Relaxing through the thigh. Hip to knee. Gently grabbing the shoe only if it's comfortable. Keeping that knee nice and gentle position. No forcing. Inhale, exhale. Deep breaths, really trying to relax as we breathe out. And release that leg. Good. Let's put our hands on our hips, folding, or on our thighs, sorry, folding forward, relaxing through the backs of our legs. Good, nice flat back. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do one more nice deep breath, really trying to relax through the backs of our legs as we exhale. And then we'll gently and slowly roll ourselves back up. Good, let's bring those arms out to the side, stretching across the chest, relaxing here. Reaching back. If it's more comfortable to bring your hands behind your back, gently clasping the fingers, you may. Gently drawing those shoulders down and back. Gentle stretch across the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. And release. Let's bring one arm across our chest, hugging it in. You can look over your shoulder for a little more of a stretch. If you like, you could circle that wrist, limbering up the wrist and the forearm. Circling the other way if you like as well. Relaxing through that upper back and the back of the shoulder. And gently release. Let's switch arms, bringing that other arm across, hugging it in. Looking over the shoulder if you like. Circling that wrist. Breathing steady. Let's circle the other direction. Nice big circles, limbering up through the forearm and the wrist. Relaxing through the upper back and the back of our shoulder. And gently releasing. Very good. Now let's bring one arm straight up overhead. We're going to gently turn our palm to the back, bending the elbow. If you like, you can gently press back. We're not forcing it, we're just gently guiding it back. If you prefer, you don't have to press at all. Just relaxing through the back of that arm. Inhaling and exhaling. Make sure we're not pressing on our head or our neck. We don't want to be pushing. We want that neck to be nice and neutral. Deep breaths. And then relaxing that elbow down. Wiggle those fingers down at the bottom. Do the other arm, same thing. Gently rotating that palm to the back, reaching down. If you like, you can add that little press backward, but make sure it's gentle. Make sure that head and neck is still relaxed. Not forcing it. Keeping that posture nice and tall. And we're still breathing. Inhaling. Relaxing with the exhale. And gently lower that arm. Wiggling out those fingers. Good. Now, if you have a wall at home, you can use that as well. We're going to stretch out those calves a little bit, so we're going to stagger our stance. Press one foot back nice and flat to the floor. If you have that wall, you could brace against the wall, or maybe a countertop or a chair. Pushing down with that back heel, relaxing through that calf. Bending that front knee just enough to feel a gentle stretch. But again, we don't want to force it, and we don't want the back heel to lift. So keep it down. Shoulders are back, over those hips. We're nice and tall. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's switch. Bring that other foot forward, pressing the opposite foot back. Make sure the heel is nice and flat. Slowly bending that front knee till you feel a comfortable stretch. Make sure that posture is straight. Use the wall if you need it, or the counter, or the chair. Pressing that back heel flat to the floor. Deep breaths. As you exhale, really think about relaxing from the back of the knee to the back of your ankle. And gently release. Good. Let's bring it back to those hip circles, just loosening everything up. Nice flat feet circling out and around. Deep breaths. And let's circle the opposite direction. Very good. All right, let's stretch out that low back to get everything nice and limber. We'll come down to the floor if you like, or you can use your chair. If we're using the chair, we'll rest our fingers on the back. We can walk our hands back, or you can hold onto the countertop and do that. If you're coming down to the floor, you could also do child's pose like Emily is. Or if you want to go to your back, just like we're in that crunch position again, only it'll be easier since you're cooling down. You can press your back into the floor, relaxing the hands at the sides. Keeping everything nice and flat. Inhaling and exhaling. We're just stretching out those muscles, lengthening them as much as we can. Try to keep that neck relaxed. You can ease out of that if you like and repeat. You could do 1, 2, or 3 rounds of that depending on how tight that low back feels. If we do a lot of sitting or standing, sometimes it's a little stiff. So take your time, really ease in, hold, breathe, relax, and then maybe repeat depending on how that back feels. You know your body better than anyone, so really pay attention to what your back needs. Should be gentle again, not painful, so you might want to try different variations to see what's most comfortable for you. And then if you're on the floor, on your back, you want to make sure you roll to your side to come up, taking your time so you don't get dizzy. Same with your child's pose, just take your time coming up. Inhaling and exhaling, getting plenty of water. And that's our workout for today. Warm up for 5 minutes for safety, cool down, do some gentle stretching. Feel free to repeat those stretches if you still feel a little bit stiff or tight, and we will see you again for your next workout.